All right, guys, welcome back to the channel, and thanks for joining me. As you know, I always appreciate it. Today, we have the AVI-8 P-51 Mustang Hitchcock Automatic. And this is model number AV-4086-02. This is the Cooperstown version. Now, guys, it's been a while since I reviewed an AVI-8 watch. I just haven't been into them, honestly. But something has changed with the AVI-8. I don't know what it is. I mean, they've got new packaging. The watches seem like they're a little better quality. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but I definitely like it. Let's check this thing out. All right, we'll get into this thing as usual, but make sure you check out my Amazon shopping channel if you like this or any of the other watches I've reviewed on my channel. I do get a very, very small commission if you buy from my Amazon store, so I definitely appreciate it. Also, make sure you check out my watches for sale playlist for all the latest watches I'm selling on my channel, including this one. You can save yourself an absolute ton of money, so make sure you check that out. And I'm also going to be having a really big back to school sale, so make sure you check that out in about 2 or 3 weeks. So guys, this is the new AVI-8 packaging. I like it. I'm a sucker for good packaging. I know it doesn't affect the quality of the watch. Well, actually, sometimes I think it kind of can, because if they take a lot of care in the packaging, they might take more care with the construction of the watch. That's just a theory. But anyway, this is nice packaging. AVI-8 has upped their game tremendously on the packaging. I mean, this feels like an actual wood box. You got a little 8-ball right there for AV-8 or aviation. I mean, this, gosh, man, I can't get over this box. This is really nice. All right, let's go ahead and open this thing up. All right, here is the underside of the box. Not that y'all really care, but I mean, it's a nice box. All right, in here you get basically a manual. That's really all this is. I mean, these watches are super easy to figure out, so you really don't even need that. Let's take the watch off the watch pillow. There we go, nothing else in there. Here it is. Now, I've never really been a fan of aviation watches. Honestly, they just don't really do much for me. But these, I mean, these new AVI-8s are pretty nice, man. I have to admit, they're really, really nice. All right, so let's go ahead and put all this stuff up. And I'll go ahead and give you all the 7 specs you need to know. And then we will talk more about this watch. Really nice box. I swear it feels like it's actual wood, but I'm sure it's just some sort of really hard pressed cardboard or something. All right, so you're looking at a 43mm stainless steel case. It's 14mm thick. It's 49mm lug to lug, which is my personal sweet spot. Comes on a 20mm leather strap. It's only water resistant to 50 meters, which is about 165 feet. This isn't a dive watch. You do get a Seiko NH35 movement inside with about a 41-hour power reserve. You do get a sapphire crystal with an AR coating, and of course all the other specs will be down there in the description field. It's probably got some sort of Lume bright. It doesn't say specifically which lume that they're using, but it's probably got, again, some sort of Lume bright. You got a screw down case back. It's a see-through case back, and all the other stuff is down there in the description. So I like this multi-layered dial. It gives it a lot of depth. And it's like there's a couple plates on here where some of the indexes are actually underneath the dial, which is pretty cool. Like the 5 and the 7 and the 10. And the 10 is red for 10 Gold Tommy. That was his handicap in polo. This guy was incredible. I'll tell you more about him in just a second. But anyway, so you got a really nice layered dial. Got the big 0 up there at 12 o'clock. You got the skeletonized hands. This is kind of made to look like metal. I don't know if it actually is metal or not. You can see a little of the AR coating on the sapphire crystal there. But it's really, I like all these dimensional and multi-layered dials. It just gives the watch a nice look to it. I mean, I like it. I've always liked, that's why I like G-Shocks a lot as well, because they have multiple different layers, very 3-dimensional. And this watch has done that as well. Again, you got the skeletonized hands. You got the nice red pop of the second hand with a little lollipop on the end there. You got AVI-8 over here on the right-hand side. While the date window is a little small, it does have a nice white border around it, and it actually is visible. One of the better date windows that I've seen. The lume on this is pretty dang good, and I'll show you that later as well. I think they've really stepped up their game. I think they really stepped up their game on the fit and finish of the watch too. You got mostly polished surfaces on the sides. looks like the lugs are brushed. This over here, this is a fixed crown guard, and this is supposed to mimic the exhaust of the P-51 Mustang, those little dots right there. Let's go over on the left-hand side. You know, just a nice polished surface, nothing major. It's a pretty good looking watch, man. Really, really nice. I like it. The crown guard does its job well. It's a little hard to get to the crown. I mean, that's the purpose, you know, to kind of protect the crown. It's a little hard, not too bad. But just go ahead and pop it out once. First position, that is your date. Pop it out again. Second position, that is your time. Then you just pop it back in. There you go. Of course, you can manually wind it. And of course, it's an automatic, so it winds with the movement of your wrist. Pretty cool. All right, let me go ahead and show you the Caseback. And again, I'll tell you about this Tommy guy. 10 gold Tommy, there you go. Still has a sticker on it, as you can see. You can see that Seiko movement in there. Whole bunch of stuff etched on the perimeter of the Caseback. It is a screw down Caseback. You know, water resist 50 meters, 165 feet, yada, yada, yada. I'm surprised they're not using those quick release straps that a lot of manufacturers, even like G-Shock, are using now, those quick release. This isn't quick release. These are just the regular old-fashioned spring bars in there, not a quick release spring bar. So anyway, this Tommy guy, and I don't want to get too much into the weeds with the history of this watch, and that's one thing about AV-8 that it really doesn't resonate with me. They like to do a lot of research on aviation and, you know, different planes and different people that flew those planes and all that other type of stuff. I'm just not into that. That's just my personal, you know, feeling. It really doesn't make a difference. Is it a nice watch? Is it a good watch? Is it going to last? Is it going to do its job? I really don't care about the history, and that's, you know, honestly, the history is kind of fluff. It looks like this Tommy Hitchcock Jr. guy was quite the badass. It looks like The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald was actually written about him. He was from a wealthy family. He was a fighter pilot in World War I. He was Harvard educated. He turned into an investment banker. He was an international polo champion. He was one of the best polo champions in the world, hence the 10 goal Tommy. He had a 10 goal handicap, so the guy was incredibly good at polo. And, you know, just the fact that The Great Gatsby was written about him, that's really cool. So he was a badass for sure. So there's the rest of the watch. And, you know, AV-8's got tons of these type of watches, very similar designs. A lot of them have some sort of history with like the P-51 Mustang or some other plane, you know, Hawker, was it Hawker Harrier, all these different planes. And that's kind of, like I said, it's kind of fluff. But the watches, they seem to have upped their game on the actual construction and quality of these watches. Because, I mean, the finishing on this is really nice. Even the strap is not bad. Strap is not bad at all. I would probably keep it on the strap. Nice, you know, genuine leather strap. I like it, man. It's a really cool watch. Now, a lot of these other YouTubers have signed up with AV-8, so you can get 20% off if you use their code. And then I think AV-8 kicks them back some money. I haven't done any of that. If you do sign up for their mailing list, they'll give you 20% off your first order. And if you want to use a coupon code, check out one of the other YouTubers. Because, I mean, honestly, you know, it's just one of those things where I don't want to sign up. I don't want to be, you know, beholden to AV-8 for anything. But you can save yourself 20% if you use some other YouTubers' codes if you want to do that. Or, again, sign up for their mailing list and you can save 20% off your first order. So, pretty cool looking watch, man. Again, not a big aviation watch fan, but this is pretty nice. Let me go try it on real quick for you. Feels good right off the bat. That's a good sign. Strap is long enough. That's even a better sign. Wow, that feels really comfortable. It's about 91 grams, which is a really nice weight. Wow, that's a nice, it looks good too. All right, let's go ahead and show you the Lume. All right, let's quick kill all the lights. And I was pretty impressed with this Lume, guys. Pretty impressed. You can see it already glowing there. Go ahead and zap it. There you go. So it looks like everything else is pretty well lumed except for the 10. I guess they used a red pigment for that 10 instead of actually applying it with Lume. But it still shows up. Even though it's not lumed, it still shows up. Because again, you got that sandwich layer on the dial. Pretty nice, man. Skeletonized hands are really good. It would have been nice if they put some sort of lume on it second hand. I just always like to see a second hand loomed as well. There you go, man. Good looking watch. So guys, if you want to pick one of these up, again, they're about $330. Head on over to AV-8's website. And again, all the other stuff I told you about, either use another YouTuber's code or just sign up for their email list, and that'll save you 20% off your first order. So it's a cool looking watch. And again, I think AV-8 has really stepped up their game. These are nice watches, man. I mean, I think maybe they're just a tad expensive for what you're getting. But still, I mean, I think, you know, it's a good value for what you're getting. It's just a tiny bit expensive. But hey, you can save yourself 20% if you use another YouTuber's code. So there you go. So guys, that's really been about it for this one. As always, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you click that notification bell. I always appreciate it when you do that. And man, that's about it. Until the next review, I'll see y'all later. Take care.